Welcome to the Funny Mummies podcast. I'm your host, Hatty comedian and mum to two very lively boys. Each episode, I chat with amazing women from the world of comedy, bringing you a non-judgy dose of mum and tonic, how to stay afloat, laugh through the chaos, and be bloody great women.
Happy Mother's Day! Happy Mother's Day! Happy Mother's Day to you! Happy Mother's Day!
Hello and welcome to the Funny Mummies podcast. I'm Hatty Ashdown, and this new season we've got new guests, and now we're on Patreon. But today, joining me as a kind of, actually I don't even know if I warned her, she's a kind of co-host today, which basically means we're just having a chat. She's a friend of the show, an award winner. She's the best stand-up in the world, basically. She's a filmmaker. She's a radio maker, including shortcuts for BBC Radio 4, as well as Romance and Adventure, which I was in. Now an author of the longest title in the world. No, because I don't know what you mean and what you don't. Short stories, perfect for mums. She's an all-round girl hype woman. You're good at helping out women. And mum of two females. My co-host today and friend, she's been here before. It's Josie Long.
Hello. I'm so glad that you said "and friend" as well, because it's true. That's the most important bit.
It is.
Yeah. Hi.
It is.
Well,
You're right, love.
true. Good. Yeah. Never been better. I just was on a delayed train for a long time, thinking I'm not going to make it, but here I am and ready to chat.
If you're watching on YouTube, the pixelation has got clear. It's like you've just been reborn. This is amazing.
I would like that. I like that as an energy for 2025.
Yes. So, before I say anything more, in case Jen wants to add anything, I had a bit of a thought because this lady who's been on one of our very early episodes, actually, Jen. So she's a child psychologist and educational psychologist. She's a mum as well. It's Jen Lamacq. Hi, Jen.
Hi.
So originally I was going to talk about being ADHD mums, which me and Josie are, and maybe that will come up as part of the whole chat. But then I put out a thing, as I do, things come up on Instagram that you share and you go, oh God, I feel like a terrible mother. I've got to tell other people that this is what we're all doing wrong. And it was something about the videos, and I remember playing it to my babies, where it's like jumping fruit.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And everybody was like, oh, this will make your baby like Einstein. In fact, I think one was called Baby Einstein or something. And my oldest, which is the ADHD and autistic kid, he absolutely loved it. He couldn't take his blooming eyes off it. And it used to be great for me if I wanted to get a little bit of peace. And I shared it, and Jen was like, oh, a bit of jumping fruit's fine.
What was the video like? Don't give them the jumping fruit.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That's how it is with everything. With everything, there'll be a video that's like, you think this is good? Well, actually, your child will be traumatized. And you're like,
yeah,
please.
You've ruined your children. It's worse than not feeding them, you know. So tell me why you said that, Jen. We want to know. Save us.
The main reason I said it is because it's true. It's totally fine to show your kids those videos. And I do end up having a bit of a crusade almost against the sheer amount of grift that there is on social media, parenting kind of channels on social media. And it is just, like, I'll position myself as an expert. This is my job. I've trained for it for a long time. And I see these things that are being shared and people are kind of putting out there. And it's just rubbish and it's wrong. And most of it, you know, sometimes it's wrong because they've tried to distill something really complicated down to like a 10-second reel, because obviously that's how kind of Instagram makes you do things. So sometimes it's been oversimplified and therefore the message has got lost. Sometimes it's people, which is like, you know, a genuine grift, which is people trying to kind of make a name for themselves with their one like specific USP, which might be like anti-screen time parents or, you know, something like that. And so it's basically just with the way that social media works in that sense, where people have got to create content all the time, they end up just exaggerating things, finding problems where there aren't any, and putting it out there. And for someone like me who works with families and parents all the time, it's not only frustrating to see all this kind of wrong information out there, but actually it does quite a lot of harm, because the effect that it really has on people is it makes parents feel really stressed. It makes them feel like they've done something wrong. And as a parent, when you're approaching any type of parenting with these thoughts and voices in your head, which is like, you've done it wrong, you've messed your child up, the stuff you thought was okay is not okay. Like, when you approach a situation with those feelings, you can't tune into your instincts about your child. You can't tune into the situation in front of you. And then that's what makes things start going wrong. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I sort of feel like that's wholesale advice for life full stop, isn't it? It's like,
Yeah.
if you're bringing yourself out of the situation with all of this added anxiety, you're not actually participating anymore. Like, if you're trying to connect with that child, that's the most important thing, isn't it? To sort of try and focus in.
What advice would you say to people who are like, oh, because I remember when my oldest, who's now 9, watching those things, and I remember one mum from the NCT group going, oh, I don't let them look at the TV. I was like, to be honest, if I put it on, she's not even that bothered about it. And I'm like there going, he cannot take his eyes off it. Is there any evidence of it doing, or is it just like anything? Too much of it is going to do
Yeah,
not
it's
be
basically
great.
that. I mean, it's fine if you don't let your children watch TV, that's fine. It's fine if your children do watch TV. I think particularly, everything in moderation, isn't it? Particularly when it comes to child development, children do need a balance of things. They need physical, they need the language, they need things that they do themselves, they need things that other people do for them, and lots of different opportunities. But actually, watching things on TV is a perfectly fine opportunity for them. There's lots of things that you can get from watching things on TV. I think that what is helpful to think about is the fact that sometimes TV is very easy for everybody. Like, for a child, it's very easy because you switch it on and immediately it kind of gets your attention. So a child doesn't have to get themselves going with a TV the way that they might do if it was like a box of wooden bricks or something like that. So you can kind of understand why they might kind of prefer a TV. And again, as parents, it can work really well. So the issue with that is sometimes it can creep and it can take up a lot more of your child's day than is good for them. And sometimes, your child's being really cranky and you're like, okay, actually, do you know what? They just need some quiet time. I'll put the telly on. That would be really helpful. That's actually a great strategy sometimes, because sometimes children are cranky because they're tired and they're overwhelmed and they're overstimulated. But if that creeps into something that, like, every time your child is a bit cranky or a bit moody, you just put the telly on, then it means that it becomes a bit too much of a habit.
Where are you at with the whole screen time, Josie? Where are you at? I mean,
I think my kids watch more TV than I would like, but it's not chronic. I'm not desperately worried about it, because especially when they're at school, there's so much going on that there are days when there just isn't time for them to watch TV. And quite often they watch a little bit in the evening, fine. The thing we have is, in the past, with just being overwhelmed, some of us being ill, that kind of thing, you can end up at the weekends thinking, gosh, like, the kids watched 2 films today, and that feels depressing. I also have a thing where my big daughter wakes up early, and so sometimes she'll be watching TV on a phone or playing an educational game that I have called Pock Pock, which is very cute and very chilled out. And she can sometimes do that in the mornings for not like a crazy amount of time, but a chunk of time, and that feels a little bit like, I wish I was more capable of. I am not a morning person, like catastrophically not a morning person. And the difference between me getting up at, say, 6:30 and me getting up at 7:30 is whether or not I can function for the day, which I know sounds pathetic, but it just is something. And obviously when the kids were babies, you just have to get up with them. And so now that she's a little bit older, I sort of feel like her having half an hour, 40 minutes where she's watching something appropriate or playing on a game which I really know is gentle and about world building doesn't feel too bad. So I feel like, I could definitely do better, and I would like to do better, but I'm also not going to beat myself up. The thing that I've got is that I refuse to get an iPad in the house.
well done.
And I'm not sure it actually comes from anything scientific. It's more fear that once it comes in, the watershed is opened. And I've seen her, she was around at a friend's house so my daughter, I have ADHD, and I think I also probably have autism now.
Just get the full package.
Get you a girl who's the full package. Get you a girl who can do both, you know? And I look at my big daughter and I think we'll wait and see. I wonder if she's inherited that from me. And
Yeah.
I definitely think of the two of them, she's the one where a screen can sometimes be utterly magnetic for her. And it's calming for her. It's very good, but
Yeah.
I just worry. And so I've been so scared. And I've also struggled with like me being addicted to my phone. I'm just like, no one's having a phone till they're 17 and I'm getting off the phone. You know, like I feel like it's projecting my own problems, but still.
I'm saying yes, as in, you're right. I think that's what it is with me, because I know that I can be a bit addicted, and because I can't help it. I do feel, and I don't know what this is, tell me if it's snobbery or something, Jen, but yesterday I was on the bus, and I know, it's disgusting. No, I'm joking. I'm on the bus every day. And it was this woman, again, no judgment, and she's got a baby in a buggy, pram, I think it was, so it was quite young. They're holding a phone, and they're watching, I mean, apart from the fact there was bloody Baby Shark over and over again. But for me, that was one thing I did make a rule of, like, you are never having a phone or the iPad in the buggy. You've got everything to look at around you.
But I do agree with you, like, that is something I find very sad, is when I see little babies being pushed and they're just looking at a phone and that's all they've got. I do think, oh, I don't want that. But then sometimes when I'm on the bus with my daughter for 45 minutes, for 10 minutes of it, she's going to watch songs on the phone.
Yes,
But
exactly.
like,
we don't know the backstory. That
no,
woman...
you don't know the background.
Yeah, that's what I think sometimes. I think that we can be tempted. We see a snippet of 5 minutes of someone's day because we happen to be travelling on the bus for those couple of stops, and we can kind of make big assumptions about what that mother and child have done for the rest of their day. But actually, you know, like Josie, you say, like, maybe for 10 minutes of your bus journey your kid might be looking at their phone, but that's actually 10 minutes maybe out of her whole day. And I think sometimes we quite often see children in public spaces, we glimpse them, and then we kind of make some assumptions about what's happening for them. And actually, maybe there's definitely times when I've noticed people look at me and my child and judge me in that moment for whatever reason. But I'm thinking, you know, actually what that person doesn't realise is that my toddler is really tired and she really needs a nap, and she's not going to fall asleep on this bus very easily. But actually, if I let her watch whatever it is, Night Garden or whatever, then I know she'll fall asleep. That's actually a good parenting decision. But someone else might look at it and be like, oh my gosh, that child's watching telly on a phone. We just don't know what's happening. Having said that, though, I mean, I tended to, when I travelled with, obviously my kid's 8 now, but when she was younger and we travelled on long trains and stuff, I preferred not to use those kind of things, and I preferred to interact with her, because actually, to be quite honest, if she was gonna if I was gonna give her an iPad to look at, I'd rather do that when we were at home so that she could do that while I could go off and do something that I needed to do. Whereas on a train, like, I was never going to be doing anything else anyway. So
True.
But I think often my stance when we look at people doing things with their kids is that we might be seeing them on the worst moment of their worst day, of their worst week. Alternatively, if you see someone and you feel really intimidated by how amazing they are and how amazing their parenting is, then you can just tell yourself, do you know what? I'm probably seeing them at their best moment, of their best day, of their best week. Either way.
Absolute all-time best 5 minutes they've ever
Yeah,
done.
exactly. Yeah, they're going to remember that 5 minutes for the rest of their lives because it went so well. And then just put it out your head. It's what other people do with their kids. It doesn't need to affect us. Well, it affects me, obviously, because it's my job. But I mean...
Is this something that people come to ask you about a lot, Jen? Is this a bit of a common thread of worry from parents?
Yeah, all the time. I mean, and again, it's like so many other things, to be honest. If you're worrying about it, then you've probably got nothing to worry about. Because if you're worrying about it, it means you're thinking about it and you're doing it. But, you know, and sometimes actually cutting down on watching TV can be helpful. Do you know what I mean? If your children's language isn't developing properly, if there's other things that might be happening, it is a question sometimes that we talk about at work, which is, you know, how much TV are they watching? How much interaction are they having? But it's absolutely not the case that TV equals bad. And I think, Josie, you said something earlier, which I hear quite a lot when people say, oh, we do watch TV. I would like to do better, because we've all kind of totally internalized this idea that any parenting that doesn't involve us kind of like actively making something wonderful happen is somehow substandard. But actually, it's not. It's fine. TV is fine.
Part of life. Well, is there a difference to your mind between what the screen is and between what somebody's doing on the screen?
Yeah, 100%. I have a real problem with the word screen time, which is a shame for me because I have to use it all the time. But like,
Exactly.
I don't like the word anyway. It's one of those words like moist. I just don't like.
Ah!
I know. I'm sorry I said it, but for me, like screen time, it's something similar. I just really hate saying it. But
Oh.
also, Josie, you're totally right that like they're just a method, aren't they? It's like this screens, paper, whatever. It doesn't tell you anything about the activity, and like there's utterly awful things that children can watch on YouTube, and there's some amazing TV programs that they can watch, and those activities are not, they're not equal. And that's before we even get into things like the educational games that children can use on a phone or an iPad.
So I've got this uneducated theory, and you tell me if I'm right in any of this, but I've got this thing of like, now they have got an iPad, which I believe it was given to them by their grandma.
Oh, that's a classic as well. Absolute classic. It is like, oh, it's in the house now, is it?
Yeah.
That's why my kids own makeup and nail varnish at fucking 4 years old. 4 and 1. She gets some little makeup cabinets. Okay. All right.
I love that. She's there. And that's why she doesn't want to have iPads, because then she's on the makeup tutorials.
No child of mine shall be high femme.
But you do start off going, well, so they've got kids' YouTube, right? But my uneducated thing is like, I will rather than be watching a film, a Pixar film, than the YouTube, because my thing that really worries me, and again, it's uneducated, you tell me if I'm right or wrong, is that when they're watching on the YouTube, sounds so Kent, on the YouTube, that they're patient. They're not waiting till the end because they've got the drop down, they're flicking. So I think for my youngest, it affects his patience, and he's not the neurodiverse one, so it's interesting. I can tell his patience is not as good. I feel like the telly, because there's that saying about that watching the telly, it's like you're watching a story, you're following it, and you're more sociable, you're following a story together. Whereas they're flicking through, and it might be a guy talking about a video game or someone watching a hamster go around a court thing.
Which those are incredible.
No, we get a lot of that, yeah.
You know the one, you know. That's why we've got a flipping hamster now.
Same here, we've got a hamster.
But no one's got any interest in.
Oh, because you've got no maze?
We've got no maze. We tried to make a maze, but he
Yeah, those hamsters are basically professional hamster athletes.
Are they?
You know, a common or garden hamster's not going to navigate those situations. You know, these guys have been training for 6 months. You know,
They're elite hamsters, yeah.
they're elite hamsters.
I can't even pick ours up because it bites. But anyway,
I feel guilty because our hamster is a dream. Our hamster, Marshmallow, gentle, loving, patient, nearly died in a hibernation coma. Beautiful boy.
Yeah.
Did you have to get him out of the hairdryer?
We tried a hairdryer, it didn't work. In the end, we had to give him a cowboy syringe full of sugar water, and it was like Pulp Fiction. It was incredible. But straight back in the game.
Do you know, I'd had that, our hamsters when I was little used to die of those hibernation comas, but my mum once revived one with, do you remember that Bax rescue remedy?
Yeah. Oh, she gave it booze. That's alcohol. Did the hamster come out really vibey? Just like, I'm back, guys. I've seen the great beyond.
Hello, you're listening to the Funny Mummy podcast. Can I have a snack now?
Now, we do have some listener questions, but I'm going to save them for the extra patron bit. So the mere people in the average world will never know the answer. You got to be on the Patreon, because we've got to get to our other important item, which is quite ironic with what we're talking about, which is our regular new item called Mum Watch. I need to make a jingle, because I thought, I don't know about you, but I do love telly. That's the thing. I was brought up on telly, but it was that classic half hour of cartoons every night, whatever. Now I love it, but I don't want to scroll through loads of stuff and don't know what to watch. So my sister will often voice note me recommendations, because she too loves the telly. So here's Mum Watch with her recommendations. You will be seen. Your faces will be seen while we listen, and you can and laugh. And if you've got anything you want to recommend after her, then please do. So here's Mum Watch.
Hello, Hatty. Tracey here with one of my reviews. I'm starting off with The Castaways, which is a 5-part drama starring Sheridan Smith.
Love
I
it.
was really looking forward to this. I love a disaster type drama. It's not what it seems. It's very much about conspiracy and a thriller as to why the aeroplane has crashed and they've ended up on this island. Whereas you see, I wanted how they're going to, look after themselves and survive on this island. But it's not like that. It's very, thrillers, and people aren't who they appear to be. We watched it all in the end because I wanted to know, what was going to happen. But yeah, somebody else, it might be your thing, but there wasn't enough disaster for me. I mean, they crashed the plane, and Sheridan, who I really like, just got up and walked off. Like, she was like, where are we? And I was thinking, you'd be going round to everyone, are you all right? Or you'd be like a zombie. No, she's having a good look round. The other recommendation is an Old Faithful, because I thought, well, that one's not really a recommendation. Lark Rise to Candleford. It's an old one, period drama. I think there's 4 series of it, and it's just lovely. It's got that real kind of comfort factor to it. It's focused around Dorcas, who runs the post office, and she takes on an apprentice, a little girl from the nearby hamlet. And it's, all the things that happen to all the residents. And it's just really lovely, heartwarming little story. I had to have that after being disappointed with Castaways. So even though I've seen it many times, I watched a couple of episodes just to make it, seem worthwhile. But yes, I really love that. And there's a couple in it. It's Twister and Queenie. I think Queenie's my favourite. She's like the one who knows all the spells and all the old spiritual ways and all that. And come on, Twister. Anyway, that's my reviews for. That's all I got at the moment. Bye.
I loved it.
Bye.
I loved it. I just really like her being like, not enough disaster for me.
I know what she means. She's a bit like me. Both love apocalypse stuff or zombie stuff, but we're not bothered about the zombies. We want to see people surviving and how they've made up a new little home and all. I don't know what. Whereas, like, some people like the sort of like, hey, how are we going to get out of here? That's exactly how they talk.
Have you seen the film Triangle of Sadness? Have you guys seen that?
No.
In that, there's a shipwreck. There's a lot of fun stuff about people surviving and what they're doing and stuff. It's a really fun film. It's long, and it's about 4 different films put together. But it's a lot of fun, and it's interesting and quite absurd. Right. It's about all these very wealthy, very bored people on a very wealthy, very bored person cruise. And then, I mean, to spoil, there's disaster strikes, and then suddenly they're all castaways. It's fun. And also, as something I've done in my life is I did Bear Grylls Celebrity for Charity the Island. Of course. So I literally did spend 2 weeks on a desert island in Panama trying to survive. So every time I watch anything like that, I'm like, no. They should be finding a water source. This is the first thing they ought to be doing. And then they ought to be making some fire. They're doing it all wrong,
Oh, yeah, you've got the inside. You wouldn't be...
got the inside track.
Yeah,
It doesn't mean I've still got the skills. I barely have any skills, but I know what I ought to be doing.
Did you do any training before that?
Yeah, we did 2 days with 2 guys. One of whom was like this very gentle Scottish outdoorsy guy, and one of them was like this SAS English guy. And they were very much at odds with each other, the vibes they were putting out. And we got taught how to start fires in specific ways. We got taught how to open things with a machete. We got taught good machete technique. We got taught how to filter water and stuff. So we did get some pretty good lessons. But then Bear Grylls came and did a 5-minute bit to the camera after 3 days and was like, I've been getting to know these people. We were like, you fucking fraud, Grylls. You've never met us. So that was good. The things I could tell you.
I knew Bear Grylls when he was a little boy. He used to live in the bottom of my garden.
What?
Yeah.
In a hut?
His family had a holiday house in the village where I grew up.
Oh,
and our gardens backed onto each other. and they backed onto each other like with a kind of like tangle of hedges and trees and stuff. It wasn't like a neat fence. And he was always in that tangle of hedges and trees, like building dens and climbing.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because when he got famous, I was like, oh yeah, sounds about right. That's his thing.
Did you
Climbing
play with him?
forward.
Was he your
Pardon?
friend, or was he different ages to you? Like, was he your friend?
I think he might be slightly older than me, but it was that kind of thing when, you know, when children are familiar with each other but are not friends. So he might like climb on his bit of wood, and I'd like climb on our wood pile, and we'd maybe just like look at each other from the opposite side.
Yeah, face to face with a bear.
In my life, yeah.
That's incredible. I mean, good for him. But that's who he was.
Yeah, he stayed on brand, didn't he? He wasn't like...
Yeah.
Imagine if you said, no, he was this little boy that was very neat.
Hated to be messy.
Yeah. Lived his
Always
life.
in a book, yeah.
Wow.
Bear Grylls that lived at the bottom of my garden.
I love that for you. I love it. It'd be funny if I was like, oh, Andy McNabb used to live at the bottom of my garden.
The only boy that lived at the bottom of my garden used to be annoying because he'd climb over the fence where I'd have a birthday party. You know, it'd be like all girls.
Gate crash!
Like, get out, Neil! He was the weirdo. Anyway.
Oh, poor old Neil.
Do you like a bit of telly then, Jen? Do you, or are you...
Do you know what? I was worried you were going to ask me that. I don't... Children's TV, I see a lot of that. But TV, I was going to say adult TV, that sounds wrong. That's not what I meant. Like, proper grown-up television programmes. I hardly ever watch TV. I'll sit on the sofa and do something else at the same time that the telly's on, but I'm really I don't have the attention span for sitting down and watching something. And sometimes I watched something the other day, which was The Split, Barcelona, and it was so bad that I just thought, I can't believe I've put that in my brain and wasted an evening when I could have been doing something else.
That's the worst, especially when you
go. What's the other
best.
Series though? Did you watch?
Yeah.
Oh.
I had seen them, and I actually thought they were a bit rubbish as well. And then The Split, but it didn't work for me at all. And then I just thought, well, I feel really let down by this whole process.
Oh no, I know, and it's your precious time, isn't it?
Precious time, yeah, exactly.
Jen, can I ask you what children's TV you think really is kind of the best of the best?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, great question.
So I think that, first of all, like, think of the providers, you know what I mean? If it's on CBeebies, it's probably going to be good because they've got a responsibility. That's part of their remit. And some of the other more commercial programs are not quite so good because they operate a little bit more on things that are attention grabbing. And, you know, I think I've said before elsewhere, like stuff like PJ Masks, like, it's horrible.
Oh.
It used to drive my child absolutely wild. Anyway, so good TV programs on commercial things. So at the moment on Netflix is a series called Hilda, and it is wonderful. I don't know if you've heard of it. I don't know how old your biggest child is, Josie, but I'd say
6.5.
Oh, okay, yeah, perfect. So I'd say from Hilda from about 6 upwards. It's a very muted kind of cartoon. It looks very kind of Scandi. It's set somewhere around there, like where there's trolls and stuff, but it's Daisy Haggard is one of the actors in it. She's a comedian. Yeah, I don't know why I said that word so strangely.
She's a voice actor.
Like, it's gentle and it's creative and it's magical, but it's really interesting. So definitely recommend that. Obviously, I don't even need to talk about Bluey. Everyone knows that Bluey.
We all bloody know. It's changed our lives. Do you know what I love most about Bluey? Is Peppa Pig is fucking out of the game.
Yeah.
Someone has unseated her. Yeah. I fucking always hated her. I think she's a prick. I don't like the series. I don't like the politics of it. I don't like any of it. And to be like, you thought you'd be around forever, Peppa Pig. Yeah, fuck Peppa. No one gives a shit about you now. No one's buying you anymore. Your reign of terror's ended.
It's so true. With Paw Patrol, we hated it so much,
hate it.
And we were like, well, I don't mind like the watch TV, but come on, the plot line and everything, the writing's so awful, and then the music and everything that we did used to go, because this was when they were littler, we'd go, oh, it's not on, it's not working, or Netflix is gone to sleep for the day, whatever, all these things, and slowly they just weren't bothered about it anymore. Because I was just like, I'm sorry, I've got to put my foot down somewhere. And because with Paw Patrol, it's like the whole merch as well. And you're like, it's not even good. I'm sorry, but I can't do it. And I'm so glad that we actually stuck to our guns and was like, no.
I feel like the phases of like the Frozen phase is really hard. because it's not even that bad, but it's like, I don't want this over and over again. My big daughter's first film she loved was Moana, and I was so happy. I was like, the songs are great, the message is great, it's all about someone adventuring in the ocean, like it's not a bad film. And I was like, I sort of avoided it, and then a couple of times via my sister and my niece she got frozen, and then didn't give a damn about Moana. I was like, oh, this is the good one. But yeah. But I've been really glad as well. My kids both really, really loved a few Studio Ghibli ones, like My Neighbor Totoro especially. And it's so gentle and
Is it
beautiful.
Ghibli or Ghibli?
I don't know. And I
never
change
say
it
it for that
every
reason.
time. I change it every time. Today I
It
said
sounded
Ghibli,
like
and I
you
thought,
said
let's do
Ghibli,
it.
which
I
is a
think
fish,
it's
isn't
Ghibli.
it?
I think if you were Japanese, you say Ghibli.
Oh,
I'm
right.
going
Okay.
for
You're
that,
probably,
I
I
think.
trust you more than me.
Oh, I don't trust me at all, but I have a vague memory.
Yeah, no, mine are into it as well. And I don't know why. It's like weird, isn't it? It's like we were talking about foods a bit on the last episode and saying about how good it feels when your child eats a bit of carrot or something. It's just like,
yeah. And they like it.
And they
My
like
kids
it.
really liked celery last week, and I was like, guys, thank you.
It's
And they're like, more, please.
celery. Okay. And I think it's the same when they like something that's you feel's not too, good for them. And I'm like, oh God. But sometimes they're short-lived. Yeah. Mine loved that Pixar film Soul for a long time.
Oh, yes.
And
Beautiful.
we would listen to the soundtrack in the car. It was a whole thing.
And
And
that is
then
a beautiful film, full of beauty.
beautiful. But when they stop wanting to watch it, I go, what about Soul? And they go,
You try and bring it back. Yeah. It's so desperate, isn't it? But yeah, you have it, and you try and be like, oh, we could watch that again. And they're like, no.
And then they're just into some horrible Netflix film that's just like feels like it was, I don't know who it's been made, but really made badly. And they do.
Oh yeah, have yours ever watched that one? It's called something like We Can Be Heroes. Really low budget Netflix CGI thing, but yeah, it's very popular. I reckon I've seen it about 100 times.
Oh, I've got a question for you.
Oh, and the soundtrack is awful. Sorry. Yeah.
No, that's the worst as well. When you're like, these aren't even fucking good songs.
I know.
I have a question for you, which is, why are those films made by Debbie Izzet, Nativity 2, and there's another one about some children who move to a farm? Why do kids love them so much? I watch them and I'm like, this is barely a film. Like, what is this? Kids go crazy for them.
Oh, but can I just confess? I like Nativity.
This is the insight into a child's
don't
mind.
hate
What
it.
do you like about Nativity?
Do you know what? I'm one of those rare people that I do like watching children perform. They didn't like it at first. I made them like it because I like it. So what does
It's
that
quite
say about me?
genuine. There's something very sort of unartificial about the way that she directs. Like, they're all very unaffected.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit basic. And my kids, I think now, because they love it and wanted to watch it after Christmas as well, was because of the big show at the end. So they love that kind of like seeing it all come together from them being like, you're useless. And then they put on this show.
And they beat the private school.
It's also really realistic, like it very true to life of like life in a primary school, putting a show on, like aside from the kind of film star bit of it and stuff. But I think, like we all like a bit of wish fulfillment when we watch TV and things. And so something that's really close to a child's actual experience, but like a bit more exciting, is absolutely the sweet spot.
I think there's just something about those films that and I don't think they're bad, but also I don't want to watch them all the time.
No. Yeah, I was thinking about this. This is one of my things. One of the reasons why I really didn't like Peppa Pig is that it's really knowing. Do you know what I mean? There's an undercurrent or an overcurrent to it where it's like you parents are watching this and you're picking up on all the hilarious things that we're commenting on. And I think sometimes stuff like Nativity that just doesn't really have any of that. I think it's just really appealing to children because like it's not trying too hard to be anything other than exactly what it is.
Yes, and it's gentle. It's sweet-hearted.
Yeah.
So it's not got any like arch. There's nothing kind of like you say, no edge.
Yeah.
TV recommendation. I started watching on Channel 4 Doghouse.
What's that?
So it's where they match people with dogs.
Yes, do you know what? Someone recommended that to me the other day. They said it was amazing.
It's so good. And I guess with like attention, I think it's only a short programme. And I've realised, I'm like, why do I like these things? And I think it's because I like little stories. Like, I used to love watching One Born Every Minute, and I don't think I was obsessed with childbirth or anything, but I like people's stories. And what you
It's like
get,
a slice of life.
a slice of life. What you get is these people, for whatever reason, they're looking for a dog, and so you get some, woman who's like become a widow or whatever, or there's just a young couple who are just like, oh, we want to get a fur baby, or whatever reason it is. Everyone's got a little story, and I wouldn't even say I'm a massive dog lover, but by the end of it, I'm like wanting to buy 1 million dogs, obviously, but I'll cry every time. But it depends where you are in your cycle, of course, but that's my little thing.
I'll tell you my recommendation. I saw a film recently called My Old Ass. And it's about a girl who's 18 years old, and she takes mushrooms on her 18th birthday, and it allows her to meet her 39-year-old self.
I saw the
And they
clips of this,
have-
and I wasn't sure, but it's good, is
Oh
it?
my God. So I saw it, and people told me I would love it, and therefore I was like, I'm never watching it. How dare you? And I'm neurodiverse, and after about 6 months, I was like, fine, I'll watch it. Oh my goodness, I adored it. It was beautiful. And this is the thing about this film. The heart of the film is so sweet and tender. There's no malice in the heart of the film. And the world view of it was so loving. And that felt so beautiful. I mean, I'll cry talking about it. It was about being 40, which I am, give or take, and about kind of looking at yourself then and understanding.
Yeah.
And oh my God, it was so beautiful. And it's about love, and it's about life and what's important. Oh my God, I cried. I'll cry now. I'll go. No, I will, because it was so beautiful, and I was just bawling in it because it was so cool to watch something written by somebody my age, made by a woman my age, that felt
Was it?
satisfying, well observed, generous, thought provoking, and funny. I loved it.
And that brings us round to like the whole screen time thing. I mean, and that should be the beautiful thing about it, is that I do try to talk about stuff with my boys as well if they're watching something, and that's where it can do wonders. So, oh my God, that's me sorted for tonight. Then I'm going to watch that tonight.
I'm going to watch it again tonight. I'm going to have a good cry.
I'm going to let you go. For the people not on Patreon, this is a chance to say anything you want to big up that you're doing yourselves, and if anybody else you want to big up a fellow mum or woman or whoever, this is your chance.
I always find it hard with stuff like that where I'm like, oh, my brain just goes, I've never done anything in my life. I don't know a single person.
Are you doing things at the Glasgow Comedy Festival, Josie?
I am. I'm doing a work in progress at the Flying Duck on the 22nd, I want to say, or 23rd. You have to look that up, of March. And I'm getting a new show ready for the Edinburgh Fringe, and I'm really excited about it. It's called Now is the Time of Monsters.
Oh, it's a great title.
I tell you who I'm going to big up. She doesn't even need it. Alison Spittle, man. She's writing a new show. It's going to be at Edinburgh, and I think it's going to be absolutely super. So good. So
yeah, her last show, Wet, was it? Or something? I think it was Wet. She often has
I think Wet was the last one. Yeah.
Yeah, funny enough, talking about dogs, I went to see that show and someone came in with a dog, but it wasn't an assistant dog, and they were about to tell this woman to get out, and I don't know what came over me. I went, it's an assistant's dog? I didn't even know this woman, and this woman looked at me like, we just pretended it was her assistant's dog.
You just fucking, but you know what? Life is hard. Sometimes we're going to help each other out, you know?
Yeah, otherwise she weren't going to be able to see the show. I said, you're an anxious person and it's an assistant dog.
I hope it didn't bark in the show. That would have absolutely
luckily, it did just sit there and fall asleep throughout the whole thing. Jen, how can people use your wonderful services?
Well, I tell you what they can do, which is really easy, is you can find my Substack, which I don't write them very often because I feel like we all get bombarded by stuff all the time. I'm too busy to do a lot. And the worst thing is when you sign up to like a newsletter and then all of a sudden you get like 2 newsletters a week and then they just become the thing that you haven't read yet. But I do a Substack where you can send me questions. Like it's basically like the old style agony aunt page, but obviously specifically about questions to do with like child development and things like that. So I think it's just like Jen Lamacq Substack or Ask Dr. Jen, but you can definitely find me like that.
And obviously you're on the gram.
I mean, I'm on Instagram all the time looking at other people's stuff, but I don't do a lot of stuff myself on Instagram.
I admire that. I don't want people posting all the time.
No.
I think there's something sordid about it.
Yeah,
you know?
if I start following someone new and they're like doing a post every like 3 times a day, I'm like, whoa.
No, thank you.
Too
No,
much,
thank you.
isn't it? It's that thing. It's like to beat the algorithm. They're like, you got to do regular posts and stuff. And there's something about all of that just kind of skeeves me out a little bit. To use a technical term.
Right.
And
On
also
that
there's a part
note,
of me that's like, I don't want to beat the algorithm.
Yeah.
Let it win. I don't care.
such an anarchist. Thanks very much for listening. Do look into following us on Patreon. You get lots of freebies and invites to VIP things and lots of other things. Do keep telling other mums and dads, everyone, particularly dads, I think, need to hear this. And thanks very much to my guests today, Josie Long and Jen Lamacq. Thank you, I've been Hatty Ashdown, and thank you to my producer, Natalie King. Don't forget to join the gang over on Patreon. Just search for Funny Mummies Podcast with Hatty Ashdown. For the price of a coffee, you can support this podcast. You'll get to hear it first, you'll get a full version, and loads of other perks. Come join the Funny Mummies community.
Happy Mother's Day! Happy Mother's Day!